Hey everybody, it's Liz with Liz Art Finds. We're here today with another haul video. I took a road trip. I went down to North Carolina, did some thrifting, and can't wait to show you what I found. Before I do that really quick, I had a couple sales this week. Not a ton because I haven't been listing a ton, getting ready for my glass show tomorrow night on Niknax. It's going to be epic. Details in the description. This week what sold? This little Namaste bowl. It was a Ray Dunn bowl. I listed it, I want to say like 3 years ago. It's been up for a while, so obviously price kept dropping. I originally paid 99 cents for it. It sold for $6.99. My profit was right around 4 1/4-ish on that. And I'm sure you guys remember our tin toy duck where we sent out and got the key and tested him, and he worked, and he finally sold. So I had found him for $1.99. He sold for $29. Profit on this is going to be right around 20. I haven't shipped him yet, so I'm not exactly sure, but it should be right in that range. So total for the week, right around 24, 25. Not huge. This next week should be better because the glass show is Monday night. Okay, so let's take a look at what I found. I headed out of town early Friday morning, and I decided to go to Unique before going south because it's on my way and because I hadn't been there in about 10 days or more, and it was early in the morning, and that's a really good time to go, and it was such a good stop. I think I got like 15 things before I even got on the road, so we'll start there, and it was good stuff. So I'm going to start here with the painted duck. I think he's Italian. I can't say 100%. There are a lot of ducks that look very similar to this. Some are Italian, some are Mexico. This does not look Mexican to me, but there's nothing down here that says Italy. So there's no label, no nothing. I just need to do a little more research. Some of the Italian ducks that are very similarly painted sell really, really well, like high. I paid $3.19 for this guy. I'm gonna call him 18 plus because the listeds are in the 35 to 100 plus range. One sold way bigger, and it was marked Italy, and that sold for 165. I don't think this is that, so I'm going to call him 18 to 24, but he's adorable, and for $3.19, I had to take him home. He's so colorful and cute. All right, so then, now this is not in any particular order. Where are they? The Ann Bear Redware plates. Okay, so a while back, we talked about Ann Bear. I did have something of hers. This is Ann Bear. She is a local potter. I don't know that she's still making pottery. I think she retired. She was in Falls Church, Virginia, really close to me. So actually the store is in Falls Church, Virginia. So it's not a surprise that we find a lot of her pottery there. So there was a stack of plates, and each plate was marked $1.99. I had 20% off coupon. I got them for $1.59. And they are beautiful pottery plates. They're all a little bit different. They're signed Bear right there. And this one has some leaves pressed into it. Now these are all kind of in the same family. They're similar, but they're not the same. So this is the smallest of them all, and there are 5 total. So this one's a little bit bigger. It's also got 3 leaves, but this one you can see the lines from the pottery a little more, lines from the wheel. The glaze isn't as thick on that one. This one has a bunch of leaves. Okay, it's similar to the first one, but just a slightly bigger plate with more leaf impressions. This one is a little more blue. It has 5 leaf impressions, but about the same size. Basically, there's 4 that are about the same size and 1 that's a little smaller. And then this is the last one. I thought about leaving it because it looks like it might have been a mistake. Like something weird happened to those leaves, like you can't see the outline. Maybe it was a test she was doing, like what if I do this? What happens? So it's very different than the rest as far as like the clarity of the leaves here and that. But as a set, I thought like if somebody wanted to do a plate wall and kind of arrange the 5 pieces together, that might be really cool. And then in this case, they would want the 5th one. So I'm probably going to list these together on eBay sometime soon. So I paid $1.59 each, I think as a set. I think each of them is probably 8 to 15. So as a set of 5, 50, 60, 65, 80, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'll have to do a little more research on that, but I was really excited to find the whole stack of Ann Bear pottery. The other pottery piece that I found was this piece, and this is interesting. It's a very narrow soup bowl or a deep plate. The artist on this is Liz Vagoda. I think she's in New York. So she went to school in Chicago, Albany, New York. So her studio is in Delmar, New York. And I don't have a lot of information about her, but she is current. So that is her, and she's still making pottery. So I paid up a little bit. I paid $5.59 for it. I'm gonna say this one is probably only 15 to 18. Some of her stuff sells a little bit higher. But because it's a single plate, I'm not quite sure what I can get for it, but I think I should be able to make an extra $10 or so on it. Let's move on. I found more pottery, and then we'll get to the glass. I found these 2 bowls. They're nesting bowls. Okay, so one is a little bit bigger than the other. It's a very interesting pottery company. It's called Pleasureville. And the artist is named Bill Coombs, C-O-O-M-B-S, and he had a studio in Richmond, Virginia. I don't know much about them. I paid $3.19 for each of these, and they sell 18 to 24 each. All right, let me do my last pottery, second to last pottery piece. I'm jumping around a little bit. This one is signed Keaton 95. So this is Keaton pottery. It probably would have had a cork, a little jug. It's got a little vent hole here, and it's actually got an H, which I thought was interesting. Keaton pottery, there were 2 people, a father and son. So Steve Keaton's father started creating pottery. The business was taken over by Steve Keaton, and they closed as of January 2025. This is salt glazed. I paid $3.59 for it. The sales on these guys are 12 to 18. It might be on the lower side of that because the cork is missing, but I just thought it was very well made, and I wanted to rescue it from the store. Let's see, is there any more pottery? Yes, this one piece. Now this I paid up. I paid way up, okay? This vase is fantastic, okay? It is signed, and it's from 1987, and it looks like a V and a Z or a V and an L. What's weird is all the other pottery that looks like this online has that same signature, okay? But it's attributed to Doug Irish-Hosler, and I cannot find information about him. Hey, it's me. I am jumping in from the future. I am editing the video and realized I forgot to talk to you guys about the artist of this amazing bowl. I had said when I was recording the video earlier that I didn't have information on him. That is incorrect. I have information on him. The artist was Douglas Irish-Hosler. He was born in 1942 and he passed in 2013. From 1979 to 2013, he was a self-employed potter, sculptor, painter, and builder whose work has been exhibited in over 200 galleries throughout the US, Korea, and Japan, and is included in many collections. Between 1960 and 1994, he was given over 20 one-person shows at galleries in California, Indiana, Massachusetts, Michigan, New York, Ohio, Texas, Washington, D.C., and West Virginia. He also participated in more than 20 invitational shows in California, Connecticut, New Jersey, New York, etc. It's a long list. A bunch of states and Japan, and received numerous corporate and individual commissions. Between 1972 and 1994, he presented workshops at 3 universities and 2 arts organizations. He also participated in numerous art shows and fairs in the US, receiving several Best in Show and Special Recognition Awards. Okay, so he was famous, and popular and well regarded, and that is why these pieces command such high prices on the resale market. So I just wanted to insert this here. I'll let you get back to the rest of the video. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pieces. So this piece I paid $9.19, and that's after the discount, or with the discount. But the solds on these are from $38 to $225. Okay, his stuff is super high. His stuff was in museums. There's a big demand, I guess, for it. Very well liked. And it's in really good condition. Love it. So I think that will do well. I'm kind of excited about it. So that was that. And then I found a few pieces of glass. Let's start with the cobalt vase with the applied twist. This one. Okay. So this one, it's still wet because I washed everything. Very interesting. It's got this pattern at the bottom. And it's got this applied twist here and this flare out at the top. And this, it actually has a label. Okay, and that is the Silvestri label from, it says Art Murano, made in Italy, and it's Silvestri. So I need to do a little bit more research on age and things like that. There are others that are similar that had like a Millefiori cane in the glass, a stretched out cane. It looks like they tried lots of different things. Like I don't see another one that has this applied crimp thing here. I did see one that had like a flower that was attached, but the bottom is the same on all of them. It's this pressed bottom. Okay. So I paid $1.99 for this, and I would say it's only going to sell for $8 to $12, but you never know. Like in an auction, because this is so unique and because it's Italian glass, it might go a little higher. Although I've been noticing that in some of the auctions, the prices are trending downward right now, I think just because of the economy. Like paperweights and things that would have brought over $100 are bringing in the 60s. So it's just something to kind of pay attention to right now as far as expectations in live sales. I think we're just seeing slightly lower prices on things than maybe a year or two ago. All right, let us move on. I found two more things. Like I said, it was crazy, just all these things on the shelves first thing in the morning. I found this vase, and I thought it was really cool. So this is a Polish vase. I believe the company to be Wanda Glass, based on others that are online. I paid $5.99 for it. The solds are probably in the 18 to 24, or seem to be in the 18 to 24 range. This needs a polish. Like I cleaned it, and you can see it's still got some places where it's a little just kind of dull. I have a whole glass polishing set. I will give this guy a polish. He will be good as new before I list him. So I was excited to pick him up. Then I found an L.E. Smith Moon and Stars canister. Now these have some value, okay? It would have been a set of 4, I believe, but even the individual canisters, like people break them and they need to replace one, and obviously you can't get them new anymore. Unfortunately, this was taped very, very well, and I couldn't peek underneath it, so I had to keep my fingers crossed that it wasn't chipped, and unfortunately it's got a little chip. I'm not sure that will be a big problem. I just need to make sure that I smooth it out so nobody cuts themselves. I paid $2.39 for it, just without a lid, just like this. So the chip is actually on the lid. If I were to sell this alone, they sell 8 to 10. With the lid, they sell 24 to 39. I'm going to show you guys. So when I unfortunately took all the tape off, I noticed right here, there's a chip. Okay. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a problem for someone or not. I think if I price it right, it'll probably still sell. Okay, so I think that's all that I found there. So then I drove down to North Carolina. I went to the Raleigh-Durham area. I went to the antique mall. There's an antique mall called Cheshire Cat in downtown Raleigh. And it's fun to just go roam around there. the prices are high. Like, their prices are great if you are a collector and you are looking for things, and they had some beautiful things. But for resale, they didn't have anything that was worth picking up. I popped into a couple other thrift stores, went out to my favorite restaurant for dinner, and called it a night. And then the next day, which was yesterday, I drove out to Burlington to the Granddaddy Antique Mall, and that one's great. It also has some vendors that are priced right at retail, but it did have a few vendors that were priced low enough that it was worth a few pickups. So I found some stuff. And it's like the very first aisle, I found 3 things that I was really excited about. So the first thing, it was one booth, had 3 things. Another Murano paperweight. And this is one I hadn't seen before. Okay, it's got that green ground. Okay, and this is a known Murano design. So this is Italian glass. Great shape, no dings or bruises or bumps or anything. There are some small bubbles in the top and the inside of the glass. So this is one that probably was for the tourist trade. Anyway, I thought it was cool. I got it for $14.50, which is great because I can probably sell it for at least double that. So that's exciting. Then in the same booth, I got this. I have always wanted one of these, or at least to pick up one of these. This is also a Murano bowl. It's got this silver flake in there. It's got a lot of different layers. It's gorgeous. It's got some age to it, and it's got some wear. Like, you can see on the bottom that it has been well loved. You can see now that normally is going to be a smooth polished bottom. You can see all those scratches. So this has had a lot of love. But the top is fantastic. Like, there's no dings on that anywhere. So it was used as a decorative piece. It's gorgeous. And again, $14.50. So that was super exciting. I've got this as 48 plus. So that was a great find. Really excited about it. And then the other piece I picked up in his booth was this piece because it was only $8. $8.50. It was $8.50. I don't think this is Murano, but I don't know who made it. But look at that beautiful clear bottom. It's gorgeous. The soles are in the 12 to 18 up. You know, there are a couple solds in the 20s, low 20s. The listeds are higher, except one person has one listed at $6.50. So I need to wait for that to sell before I list this guy. So anyway, I found this. Not a huge profit potential on that, but I wanted to bring him home. And then right across the way, I think this is my favorite find from there. There was another guy that had this beautiful piece. My first thought was that it was Murano, but I need to do a little more digging because this is the bottom. There are some, well, actually there's not this exact one listed online. At least I haven't seen it. And the similars are from different places. So there was an artist, Josef Hospodka, and this potentially could be one of his. So I need to get this guy photographed and get it posted on a couple of groups on Facebook and see if I can get an ID on it. But it's just a really, really pretty bowl. And it was also $14.50. So I just thought it was really, really pretty. The solds are anywhere for similars are 38 to 65 plus. So like I said, you got to get more info, but definitely worth more than $14.50. So I was excited to bring that home. And then the last one I picked up there, and it's still a little wet on the inside. This was in a booth where everything was 50% off. They didn't have a lot of glass. This piece is Dansk. And when I do research on that, it tells me that they were made in either France, Sweden, or Finland, the Dansk pieces. So I need to do a little bit more research and see if I can figure out exactly where this one was made. I paid $12 for it, and the solds are 24 to 42 plus. I think there was probably another size of this, because there was one, I think 9 inches or so that sold pretty high. And I haven't even measured this yet. Like, I literally just got home a little while ago, cleaned everything, and I'm jumping on here to talk to you guys. So I got to do a little more research, but again, I paid $12 for it. I think it's at least $24. I can probably get more than that once I figure out where it came from. Okay, so then I did a little more running around. I went to another antique mall. I went a small, really small one. Went to a couple thrift stores. And then at one of the thrift stores, I found 2 pieces that were worth picking up. And that's all that I found, is 2 more pieces. I got this little pottery piece with crystalline glaze, and it's signed, and I got to do more research on that too. It looks like it says Hawaii at the end. I can't read what that town is, and I can't read the top name. So I had to do a little more research on this guy, and I will hopefully find more information. But it's a really cool, it's like a crystalline glaze, but it's also ombre from green to blue to like a purple at the top. And it's small. I paid $3.99 for it. He'll go 8 to 18, anywhere in there. So I got that, and then I got one more piece. And this one, you know, the thrift store had lots and lots of stuff. It was a like a mission thrift, and lots and lots and lots of stuff, but very, very busy, very picked over. So not a lot of high-end stuff. But I did find this sitting on a top shelf, and I looked at it sideways like this, and I could see that it was 2 different colors of glass. And so I did a little research into this, and this is Royal Copenhagen, purple and teal. I paid $6.99 for it, and I think this should go in the 28 to 38 range. So really cool, really, really pretty. That is all. So that was my road trip find. Oh no, I missed one. I don't even think it's on my list. This was from the beginning. I found this at here at Unique as one of the things. This is an ashtray. It is either Bohemian glass or Japanese. I'm leaning toward Japanese because of the clay, like the enamel flowers on it, but apparently they were made in both places. Really, really pretty. I paid $2.79 for it. And what's interesting is the ones that were listed as Arnart Japan sold in the 8 to 12s. Those that were listed as Bohemian sold 12 to 15. It's the exact same vase. It's just how people had listed it. I think this is Japanese. I don't think it's Bohemian, but it's interesting how, depending on how it's listed, there's more implied value or perceived value, which is interesting. You know, the gold is a little bit worn on this. I think it'll probably get on the lower end. I think 8 to 12 is a fair estimate for that one. So my total spend for the weekend was $124.03, and I think very, very conservatively, I think that we can get right around 433-ish. So as soon as I can get these sold, I'll have 3.5 times my money back out. So that is the haul for this week. So thank you all for watching. Please like, please subscribe. Welcome again to all the new subscribers. We have a bunch of new subscribers in the past couple weeks, and I'm really glad you guys are here. If there's anything you want to see, let me know. Going forward, anything you want me to look for when I'm out and about. And then join me live the 24th, which is tomorrow night, over on Niknax.net for the Glass Gallery. Have a great week, everybody. We will see you next week. Bye.